La. Well, hello and welcome to this Thursday's movie news. I am John Christopher Walsh here to speak about movie news. Who would have thought it? It's up in the corner. It says it in the headline. It says it just about everywhere. It's movie news. And of course, the topic I'm going to be touching upon, one of my favourite topics I like to speak about on this show, spoke about it dozens of times now. It's all about Spider-Man 3, and of course it's the man of the hour, the man of the moment. Try to sort this microphone out. I can never get it looking right. It's Tom Holland. I look like a complete ghoul in this screen in front of me over here. I look half dead. Hope I don't look like that in real life, or in the actual other monitor where it's more vividly recreated. Tom Holland, he's been out speaking, the star of the show, Peter Parker himself. He's been bumming up his next movie. I'm sure he'll be bumming up his Nathan Drake Uncharted movie when that time comes as well. But a part of me thinks he's telling the truth with this one. He's said, and I quote, that Spider-Man 3 is the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made. And look, you can't really disagree with that assertion when you look at the cast they're putting together. You start delving into the concepts that are going to be explored. You start looking further afield at the different pieces being moved around in this metaphorical chessboard that one Kevin Feige is overseeing like a Grand Master Supreme. You watch the likes of WandaVision, you see the intricacies, the very different story that's been told there. Very different to what we're going to get in Spider-Man 3, I am absolutely certain of it. But toying was the word I was looking for, with the multiverse concept. It's going to bleed over into Spider-Man 3. It's going to bleed over into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We know that Stephen Strange is coming in to WandaVision. He's going to be in Spider-Man 3. We know that Wanda Maximoff is going to be a dual leading figure in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Why am I going on about this? Well, all of the pieces being moved about suggest that it is one of the most ambitious superhero standalone movies ever created. So I think that Tom, for a change, isn't just doing his work that he's required to do as an actor and bumming up the movie. I think he's telling the truth. I think this is going to be the most impressive MCU standalone movie to date. And that is an impressive statement to say when you have had the likes of Civil War, Winter Soldier, hell, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, where you have an entire planet being controlled by one man, and that man is Kurt Russell, which is right up my street, because I love Kurt Russell. But this is what the guy's had to say. He's had a very lengthy quote. I get the funniest of feelings that I am not on the right article here. I am now. It's Empire, the website I love to hate, because it is utterly shit when it comes to trying to bring it into this show. This is what the man had to say. He says, I can say that it's the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made. You sit down, read the script, and see what they're trying to do, and they're succeeding. It's really impressive. I've never seen a standalone superhero movie quite like it, Holland said, about variety, I should say. And he had this to say, and I'm just, again, that lucky little shit, yes you are, who happens to be Spider-Man in it. We got a lot more shooting to do. We started before Christmas and shot like 7 weeks. We stopped for the Christmas break, and then we're starting again. I am as excited as everyone else to see it, let alone be part of it. And the fact he's saying, and I'm going to just hit this because I've got the funniest of feelings. I did. I had the intro still on, and if I'd clicked that scene change there, the intro would have played, and I would have looked like a tit, like I usually do. the reason that he's probably as excited as all of us is probably because he hasn't got his fingers on the vast majority of the script. He's been out in another article saying that he's not been told by the executive, i.e. Kevin Feige, Bob Chapek, Alan Horn at Disney, whether Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in this movie. Let's get the graphic up. Jesus Christ, I'm about 5 minutes into the show, it's still not up. So he probably doesn't know what's going on in this movie. He is probably as in the dark as we are outside of his roles and his sort of characters he's bumping into as to what is going on here. So again, I don't question Tom that he is excited for this movie. Again, I don't question that this is going to be a very ambitious movie. I've said it time and time again. I think this will be the Civil War of Spider-Man. I think we're going to see all manner of crazy shit happening in this movie. We're going to see the likes of the Sinister Six in there, different Spider-Man characters fighting, perhaps the Badgins fighting for attention, and whole lots of amazing action just tearing up the scenery in this movie. I can't tell you how excited I am for this. Incidentally, it's just going to be a truly tremendous experience. Hopefully we can get to enjoy the fruits of their labour when it comes out in a theatre. I've got several different topics expanded upon this very movie that I'm speaking about here, Spider-Man 3 that is. We've got the writer of WandaVision. She's been out speaking about cross sort of lines with WandaVision and Spider-Man 3. She revealed that she knows some of the things that are going on. I am in the wrong article again. Jesus suffering. I'm having an absolute mare here, man. I can't read the quote because it's in behind my camera. So let's try and read around the quote. I'll do my sort of Olympic slalom downhill. There's communication and it's all overseen by Marvel and Kevin Feige and the other phenomenal producers there. Yeah, I mean, I can't talk about it, the details of it. I've got it over on my screen. Why am I doing this? But I can't talk about it, details of it. I can't read that. I'm as blind as a Batman. But every creator on every show knows what they need to know in order to make sure it all connects in a way that works. There you go. My eyesight is horrendous. Again, as I did allude to, it's going to be exciting because of the multiverse concept. The fact that we are going to have story connecting through 3 different projects: WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's all connecting, and that's why Feige was on the ball, and I couldn't quite believe it when he was getting criticised when he said that you have to watch all of these projects, you have to keep your eye on the TV shows, not just the movies now moving forward, because they are all going to be meaningful to the future of the MCU. And this is why you see it, the writer, the producer, whoever the hell she is, who's involved with WandaVision, has confirmed that she knows what is going to happen in Spider-Man 3 because they're all interconnected. Is that not absolutely sensational? Is that not what Star Wars should have been the very moment Disney took over and Kathleen Kennedy got her grubby little hands on the projects? It should have all interconnected. The comics, the movies, the novels, the TV shows. It didn't happen. It's happening now, but it's very much happening in Marvel now. I had another article relating to this. I can't really be asked bringing it up though because I can't see it, and in a sense it's the Daily Bugle. There's a social media thing connected to the official Spider-Man Twitter account. It's posted up an image, and by all accounts it's given us a little hint at what the hell's happening in this movie. We've got a comment here: remember and visit. That's Stephen that's putting it up. I just seen it at the corner of my eye. I presume it's Stephen, unless we've got a little gremlin in the works doing stuff for us. You know what, I'll try and bring it up very, very quickly here, man. I will try and bring it up because from what I gathered from it, it was a pretty interesting thing. It was again just expanding once more on the WandaVision Spider-Man 3 connection, and I do believe it was the top right thing they were suggesting was the connection. And look, where the hell this is really beyond. I think it's up here, and it's very, very small, man. It's page 57, area 52. That is the connection. You can't even see that unless you have incredible eyesight, but there is your connection. The Daily Bugle. This is the J. Jonah Jameson character played by J.K. Simmons. I hope I've got that the right way around, and it's not J.K. Simmons played by J. Jonah Jameson, but it's his Daily Bugle, his crazy Alex Jones conspiracy nut alternate media persona that we've seen at the end of Far From Home. And he is posting in his little blog thing Area 52, which is connecting to Westview, which is connecting to WandaVision, which is again showing that we have all of these different projects interconnecting. I don't know where I'm going with this. I had various articles. I wanted to talk about them all. I condensed them into this one little topic. But in conclusion, what I'm really getting at is I'm excited for this because it's all connecting. It's this multiverse story. It is not going to be bloated. Kevin Feige knows his shit. This will have promise. I just watched a video earlier on today and how the Russos, Feige, everyone involved beautifully paid off all of the little things that they set up in Infinity War within Endgame. And I'm talking tiny little things. Hulk ice cream, it get paid off in Endgame. This is the detail that Feige produces. This is the amazing sort of work ethic that these guys have, these team of producers. They will not allow this movie to be bloated. It will be tremendous, and I can't wait, and it will be ambitious, and I hope Tom hits the ball out the park. But look, I'm going to move on because I have dragged the entrails out of that quite long enough. Let's move on to the second topic. Again, it's two topics combining into one. I just thought I'd go with Chadwick getting the SAG, Screen Actors Guild film nomination. Of course, he was nominated at the Golden Globes. I'm pretty sure he was, for his performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, a movie I watched. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? Am I losing the plot here? It was yesterday. I watched it yesterday, yes. And look, man, this is going to sound a little bit silly when I nearly forgot when I watched it, but it did leave an impact on me. I was thinking about that movie last night. Just the meaning of it, the visual sort of meaning, the satire that was maybe involved in that scene at the end involving Chadwick Boseman's character. It was so intelligently crafted. It was a great social sort of, I don't know, essay. I couldn't think of the right word. What I'm getting at was a brilliant movie, and Chadwick was by far the centre point in that movie, and it was a great ensemble performance too. But he has been nominated for a SAG Award too, and there's a nice little article connecting into this. It's kind of just, I don't know what that was. Looking into Delroy Lindo's continual snubs and why this really does have to be addressed moving forward into this award season, because it's quite frankly disgraceful. Delroy was tremendous in The Five Bloods. Most people seem to be unanimous that this guy deserved not only some recognition at the various award ceremonies, but at the main one itself, i.e. the Academy Awards, and may even win. Now look, I've not seen the vast majority of the performances yet. I ain't seen Anthony Hopkins' The Father performance because it ain't out yet, and I've not seen some of the other performers who are up in the nominations, so I can't really compare and contrast against Delroy Lindo's performance. I have seen Delroy's though, and I know it is Academy Award winning potential, but look, we've seen it with Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems, we've seen it with Eddie Murphy, and what was it called again? I'm totally blanking on it. Horrendous. I'm blanking on it. It begins with a D. I'm pretty sure it is. The Netflix movie. Amazing performances. They didn't get the nominations, and that's just life. But look, let's bring this little article up. As you can see, it's not even speaking about Chadwick as a singular theme. I just put it in there because I just love the guy. I'm still in slight shock that he's no longer with us, and it's just great to see this guy showing the courage and the tenacity he did in the later stages of his life, fighting stage 4 cancer, putting in performances like that. It's great to see this guy getting posthumous recognition. Sadly, it's all too regular that these actors don't get the recognition until they are sadly away. You've seen it with Heath Ledger and his amazing performance as Joker. He get awarded after he died. He never got to see and revel in the glory of it. But look, man, here is the nominations. This is the general gist of what I'm getting at here. I don't know what is going on here, incidentally. What the f is going on here, man? Let's go over here and go to the display capture. That's not the right one. Let's get down until we get the right display capture, shall we? Let's just, for a very moment, see if I can just bring this out a bit, can I? There we go. I don't know what's happened there. Move it back. I'm just changing the stream as we go along here. Just casually doing it. I feel like Bob Ross, just painting a happy little tree. And there's a happy big tree. But look there, I digress, man. Let's get Hey, what is this up here, man? It looks as though it's overshooting. I don't even give a shit. There you go. Here is the nominations at the SAG Award ceremony, and the outstanding performance by a cast in motion picture, The Five Bloods, absolutely spot on. An amazing performance by that cast, old and young alike. I love Delroy, I love Chadwick, I loved all of the main players in that movie. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, as I did allude to, a great performance by Viola Davis, I do believe it was, and Chadwick, but the band members themselves were superb, and just the interactions, the conversations, it was a really nuanced and brilliant performance from the entire cast. Minari I've not seen yet, by all accounts amazing. getting a huge buzz. One Night in Miami, I've not seen. The Trial of the Chicago 7. Yep, I completely agree. Fantastic ensemble performance. If I was to be a betting man, I would probably go for... I've not seen Minari, so I can't speak about that, but I would go for the Five Bloods just because it's Spike Lee. The guy deserves to get some form of recognition, man. Outstanding performance. I'm not going to hang around in this too long. It's going to be very brief. It's just interconnecting into my Delroy Lindo, Chadwick Boseman sort of conversation. But Riz Ahmed again's in there, the same as Golden Globes. Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. This seems to be what is sticking in the craw of this guy, and I'm just going to get into it just now because it is, at this point, I'm going to speak about it. It's coming in from Cinema Blend, and he says, I'm glad Chadwick Boseman got a nomination for the Five Bloods, but where's Delroy Lindo? And I tell you what, I do find myself agreeing because Chadwick is nominated in the supporting role here for the Five Bloods too, and quite rightly so. His Storm and Norman performance was sublime. Amazing sort of speeches, lengthy speeches at that. He was great in that. Having looking at that, I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen was pretty damn good as well, let's be honest. Daniel Kaluuya looks pretty damn good. This may be eating into the mindset of why they have cast him as the sort of... Is it Levy? I think he was in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. That may be why they've done it and they've overlooked Delroy Lindo. Because you look at that supporting male actor category and it's stacked to hell. Jared's in there. Leslie Odom Jr. is supposed to be amazing in One Night in Miami. And Daniel Kaluuya, I know, is amazing. And Judas and the Black Messiah, I've seen the trailers, I've seen the man's dedication to the role. That's probably why, in a nutshell. You're glad for him, but where is Delroy Lindo? I can't even speak. Delroy Lindo. I do find myself agreeing. I think you could have sneaked in there ahead of maybe a Riz Ahmed or a Stephen Yeun, but look, it is what it is. It's not to be. Who do I think is going to win in this? I think Chadwick will win, just because of the posthumous thing, and it was such a good performance, but you never write off Anthony Hopkins or Gary Oldman, because they're incredible. I love Stephen Yeun as well, incidentally. I loved him in The Walking Dead. I've seen trailers. I need to watch that one with the arsonist sort of thing. Arson theme. The Korean movie. Very intrigued by Minari, I have to say. Outstanding performance from female. I'm not going to hang around too long. Amy Adams Hill, Billie Eilish, Viola Davis was phenomenal in that movie. Frances McDormand, though, was really amazing in a role that she's so comfortable doing now. We've seen it in the likes of Three Billboards, we've seen it in Fargo. She is magnificent. Two-time Oscar winner. Can't speak tonight. I'd go with her, absolutely. And just kind of rounding it up, I'm not getting into TV. I don't really give a shit about TV. I don't watch enough TV. I have not got the knowledge of TV. Female actors in a supporting role, you'd probably have to go with Olivia Colman. Just looking at it, Helena Zengel does look good next to Tom Hanks too, though. But Olivia Colman, this dementia story, her playing the daughter, I'm not really recognising her. That dynamic, that just seems perfect for Olivia Colman, who is sublime, truly sublime, and so down to earth, as I did say yesterday as well. Finally, outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble in a motion picture. The Five Bloods, Mulan, News of the World, The Trial of Chicago 7, Wonder Woman 1984. Who the hell do I think will win that? Could be The Five Bloods again, because you had old cast members, quite old, doing a lot of stunts, and it was not jarring, quite organic. It didn't take you out of the movie. Mulan was a big Disney ensemble movie, so you never write that off. News of the World, don't know about that. Trial of the Chicago 7, Wonder Woman 1984. I'd go with The Five Bloods. But look man, I have lingered on that too long. Lingered on it to the point of it being painful. I'm going to round it up by speaking about Delroy. I can't say this guy's name tonight, man. I can't say Delroy Lindo. I'm like Jonathan Ross. Delroy Lindo. I will round it up by speaking about Delroy. I hope this guy gets the recognition come Oscar time. I really think he deserves a nomination. There's not been that many movies out in the 2020 calendar which justify Oscar-winning performances. Oscar-winning nominations, I should say. I think this guy deserves a look, and I hope he does get it. But part of me also wants to see Chadwick getting something posthumous as well, because he thoroughly deserves it for the kind of human being he was. So I'm conflicted, and I've not seen The Father yet. But I find myself agreeing with that geezer that wrote that thing on Cinema Blend, that he's getting snubbed and it's wrong on some level. But look, I'm going to move on. I don't know what's going on here, man. I'm controlling things here. I'm controlling things there. It's a shambles, man. Chloe Zhao, set to direct a Western sci-fi Dracula movie now. Dracula is a immortal vampire who usually floats around in front of mirrors wowing people with his dance moves. Not a guy I would associate with a Western. Nevertheless, he's been associated with a Western. I certainly wouldn't associate him with sci-fi, but Chloe Zhao is quite the director. She's worked on Nomadland with Frances McDormand. She is finished working on... Has she finished? I don't know. Working on Eternals. Two distinctly different movies. She is hot property just now. She's very much on the rise. And she is getting a continued sort of meteoric rise in the film industry via Universal Pictures. They're giving her the chance to make this very interesting sounding movie. And I'm going to read the quote. I'm going to bring it up on my iPad because I can't read it from here because I am as blind as a bat. I have astigmatism in my left eye and it is horrendous. But wait, man, this is what who is this? It's Universal Pictures had this to say. I've always been no, this is Chloe Zhao said this. I take it back. I've always been fascinated by vampires and the concept of the other they embody. I've not really been fascinated with vampires, Chloe, so that's an interesting take. They don't exist, so it's a little bit strange. I'm very excited to... Well, there is blood drinkers out there. Some weird fucking people out there, let's be honest. I'm very excited to work with Donna, Peter, and the team at Universal to reimagine such a beloved character. He is beloved, and he has had so many movies made about him, and he's getting another movie made about him. As an aside to this one, we're going to have 2 Dracula movies in the space of a couple of years. It's getting like Pinocchio. We have about 5 Pinocchio movies out, animated, live action, and Italian live action. It's getting Inception-esque. But look, man, I'm not against it. As I did say, I love Chloe Zhao's work. From what I'm seeing, from what I've seen of it, Nomadland, that's all I've seen of it. It's amazing. So I want to see her getting more work. But look, she's continued on. Yeah, she has continued on. No, she's not continued on. It's Peter Kramer of Universal Pictures, the president, that is, who has continued on. Chloe's singular lens shines a light on stories of the overlooked and misunderstood. Dracula's misunderstood. He's certainly overlooked because he's invisible. We are thrilled to be walking in front of a mirror. We are thrilled to be working with her as she reimagines one of the most iconic outsider characters ever created. Well, that's one way of looking at it. The other way is that he's a murderous vampire who wants to suck people's blood. But yes, he's certainly an outsider, and she certainly seems to be the right individual to take this on. Her passion for vampires, her way of handling characters, and the fun backing of Universal would suggest there's a script there. Well, she's probably writing the script. I think she wrote the script for Nomadland and Eternals. She certainly spoke about it. I may be wrong. If I am, I can stand corrected, but I've got faith in this woman. I think she will get it right, man. It's nice to see people of different demographics getting a chance to direct in Hollywood too. For too long it was the white man, and old wrinkly white men at that, and I say that as a white man, sans the wrinkles, thanks to the Kiehl's cream that I use. It's nice to see demographics and some minority communities being represented at the upper echelons of filmmaking. And it's not just because she is of a minority background, it's because she is talented as hell. So, great to see this meteoric rise, man. Long may it continue. Looking forward to seeing another vampire movie. Hopefully it's somehow better than the previous ones we've seen. And I am incredibly intrigued at the concept of a Western meets sci-fi meets Dracula. Did we not get a John Carpenter vampire movie, vampire hunter movie, and it was absolutely shite? And it was a similar sort of westerny vibe. Hopefully she does a better job. I've got complete faith she will. But I'm going to move on to the 4th topic on the show. This is the second last topic on the show, I think, if I'm not wrong. And I really am wrong. I think it is. It's the second last topic. There's another Zack Snyder sort of rant about the fan base being demonised who wanted the Snyder cut. I may or may not get into that. I probably will, because it's quite a good rant. But yeah, people are up in arms, surprise, surprise, on social media about the Snyder Cut getting an R rating. What a surprise. In the age of social media drama queens, we have more panty-wetting, Cheeto, demolishing basement dwellers kicking up arms about a movie which is being made thanks to fan pressure, getting an R rating. Who gives a shit? I mean, it's Zack Snyder. The guy's had to wait, 3 years to get this movie made. He has somehow pressured one of the biggest movie studios on the planet into giving him $30 million to make a movie that probably isn't even going to be in canon, and I hope it will be. And you've got these little bitches whining on social media. This is what they've had to say, some of these absolute goons. Gitish Panja has had this to say. March gives us Coming to America going from an R-rated original to a PG-13 sequel, plus Justice League moving from PG-13 original to Snyder Cut, which will carry an R rating. Welcome to the bizarre world of streaming 2021. Well, as I did allude to, and we actually got a comment on that earlier on today on the show, where I think it was a topic cut from the show regarding the PG-13 Coming to America thing, the rating. I don't think it's the worst idea. This person that commented certainly thinks it is. They think that R ratings in today's day and age would still be an R rating back in those days. I think R rating is different now to what it was back in those days. Back in those days you had 18s. They are unheard of now, unless it's some grisly snuff movie from Croatia or something. It's unheard of. So the rating system has changed quite a bit. It's evolved quite a bit since the 1990s, since the 1980s. I have no issues with Coming to America being a PG-13. I think there's scope within that rating to do magic with it. And if it's Eddie Murphy and it's Arsenio Hall, you know it's going to be magic within that movie regardless of the rating. Likewise, I have no issue with Zack Snyder making an R-rated version of his movie. He shot 4 hours of it on the sly so he could put it together at some indeterminate point in the future. He's getting to do that now, and it's R-rated. And we've got Joker in there, and we've got a very cool looking Jared Leto Joker in there. I want to see him getting it down dirty, man, with Batman, and there's blood and there's guts and everything. You only get that in an R-rated movie. And we've got Darkseid in there now as well, so I think it requires an R rating, and I'm on board. If that is what it needs to be, if that's what Snyder has indicated it has to be, then that's what it is, and you bow to them in, and you'll be happy doing it as well. But this is what Rev Odell Abner Dracula, what a name that is, wow. It's had to say, what if instead of superheroes can wear trench coats, swear and murder, the comic book, and he's getting a dig at Batman there, the comic book industry lessons for, the comic book industry's lesson from books like Watchmen and Authority was, if we feel like doing graphic or adult material with children's characters, maybe we should tweak the names and designs a bit. It's not, who says it's a children's character? It's for everyone. This is these people sitting in their sort of little moral high horse looking down at people and suggesting that it's a children's character because it's in a graphic novel. It can be for anybody, any demographic, and that's what the likes of Stan Lee and all the other amazing comic book creators, that's what they'd done. They deliberately painted it for a kid, but it can connect with everyone. There's amazing themes within. He's talking shit, this guy. I'll tell you right now, I'd happily drop whatever I'm doing to watch the Brave and the Bold cartoon, but you'd have to put a gun on my dog's head to make me consider watching an R-rated Justice League movie. Well, don't watch it then. Bugger off, back into your basement and eat your Cheetos. No one's forcing you to watch this movie. You are getting onto social media because you think you have a pedestal to stand up and shout your head off. No one gives a shit about you, mate. You get 14 comments, 14 likes and 5 comments. Well done. Bugger off back into obscurity. As I speak to 2 people on the internet. No self-awareness, man. But look, I digress. Let's move on to the last couple, man. I'm not going to hang around in this too long. Needless to say, I disagree with these people, man. But there are some people on here who agree with the R rating as well. Probably in the minority here, but I think it's pretty late to have a Justice League movie rated R. This guy ain't one of them. That's what the kids want these days, though. Kind of reminds me of the elite. This guy's clearly not watched the likes of Deadpool and Logan, and, well, to a lesser extent, Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. When R-rated movies are done right, they are glorious. I mean, it's Zack Snyder with his dark themes and stuff like that. It's getting the absolute potential to be magnificent. I guarantee if George Miller made an R-rated Justice League movie back in 2009, nobody would have said a goddamn thing. You're absolutely right. You're goddamn right. To quote Anthony Hopkins, funnily enough, in Meet Joe Black. It was Anthony Hopkins in Meet Joe Black, I'm pretty sure it was. You're goddamn right. I don't know if it was. I've seen that movie a lot. Too much. I love Brad Pitt back in the day, man. I love Anthony Hopkins. But I digress, he's right, man. It's a storm in a teacup, really. Who cares if it's R-rated? If it's designed in a way where it has to be R-rated, then so be it. It's on HBO Max. It's not going to affect the box office earnings. Who gives a shit? Let's move on to the final topic. I'm not speaking about Zack Snyder's rant. I'm getting an email here saying my Amazon order's been dispatched. Well, thank you, Amazon, for interrupting my show for that. Ending on the Suicide Squad, it's got an official synopsis. I nearly had a stroke there saying synopsis. And yeah, the synopsis is this. Let's bring it up if we can, before the show or Streamlabs decides to crash again for the second solo show in a row. This is what they've had to say. This is a synopsis of the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's very own. Welcome to Hell, aka Bel Rev, the prison with the highest mortality rate in the US of A, where the worst supervillains are kept, and where they will do anything to get out, even join the super secret, super shady Task Force X. Today's do or die assignment: assemble a collection of cons, including Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Captain Boomerang, Ratcatcher 2. There was another Ratcatcher. Savant, King Shark, Blackguard, Javelin, and everyone's favourite Psycho Harley Quinn. Then arm them heavily and drop them literally on the remote and enemy-infused island of Corto Maltese. Now that's short and sweet, it's succinct, and I love it. This could be any Suicide Squad in the history of man movie. A Suicide Squad movie in the history of man. I'll recalibrate my English here. Just sounds like a perfect Suicide Squad movie, really. Lots of supervillains put together. They have to join up, or they get their heads blown off, and they get dropped into a mission and do their thing. It sounds great. It's simple, but it'll be so much better with James Gunn in there doing his thing with the themes, the music, the humanistic sort of nuanced story. You just know it'll be great, man. That's what made James Gunn so good in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone thinks it's all about the music and the wacky sort of talking raccoon, but in reality there is much more going on under the surface. I keep saying it's almost like this man's redemptive arc being told via these characters. It's going to be the same here. I cannot wait to see, what is he called? Let's see if he's down there. The Weasel character. I can't wait to see Weasel. I laughed my head off at that trailer when it dropped. But it's going to be great to see this movie in general, man. This sounds so promising. I cannot wait for the first proper trailer. I cannot wait to see John Cena. I think he's playing Javelin. Is he playing Captain Javelin? I don't know who he's playing. He's getting a TV show anyway. It's going to be exciting times to see it, man. But look, I'm going to excite myself out of here, man, because I am done. I have ripped the rear end out of this show. I'm going to round it up, passing it over to anyone who is unfortunate enough to be still sticking around. When it comes to an end, what is your thoughts on Tom Holland coming out and gushing, literally gushing over Spider-Man 3 and how it is the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made? What is your thoughts on that? Is that something you agree with, or is he just doing his usual promotional thing it has to do in the contract that he's contracted to do? What's your thoughts on the SAG Award nominations? Do you think that Delroy Lindo deserves to get more love? Are you happy that Chadwick Boseman is getting some posthumous love showered upon him? What's your thoughts on the R-rated nonsense in the Snyder Cut and everything else in between? You can comment down below if you feel compelled to share any of your thoughts. Down there in the comments section. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, hit the follow button on Twitch if you're watching it, and if you do, that will enable you to get more content like this in the future, and I sincerely hope you do if you're watching it. But look, I'm going to say bye-bye to you, man. Bye-bye. There you go, I've said it.